Hello everyone, my name is Bagus Muhammad Ridwan with my student number 23, 20, 30, 20, and 46. I want to show my own videos about debate, opposition and government, and this motion is this house would reject the TNI law in Indonesia due to threat to civilians. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished member of the public, today we address the crucial issue of TNI or Indonesian National Armed Forces law and the calls for its rejection. The government firmly believes that this law is not only necessary but also fundamental to stability and security of our nation. First, let us recognize that Indonesia, as a sovereign nation, faces complex security threats. These include terrorism, separatist movement, cyber threats, and potential foreign intervention. The TNI plays a pivotal role in ensuring that these threats do not compromise our national integrity. The existing law provides the legal foundation for the military to fulfill its duties effectively, ensuring that our security apparatus function optimally in protecting the country and its people. Second, the idea that the TNI law threatens civilians is misleading. The government understands the concern raised regarding military authority, but let us not forget that the TNI operates under strict regulation and accountability mechanism. The Indonesian Constitution and various oversight bodies, such as the National Commission on Human Rights and the People Representative Council, or DPR, ensure that military actions remain within legal and ethical boundaries. The law does not grant unchecked power to the military. Rather, it establishes clear guidelines for their operation while maintaining civilian supremacy over military affairs. Furthermore, Indonesia's national defense system is built on the concept of total defense or Sisan Kamrata, which involves the participation of all sectors, including civilian, in national security efforts. The TNI is not a separate entity acting against the people, but an institution working to protect them. In times of national emergency, including natural disasters or external threats, the TNI's role is vital. We have seen their contribution in disaster response, counterterrorism, and even humanitarian mission. Without a strong legal framework, their ability to operate effectively in these areas will be severely hindered. Now, If there are concerns about potential abuse power, the solution is not to reject the law entirely but to enhance the oversight mechanism. The government is always open to dialogue and improvements, ensuring that human rights protection are strengthened. Instead of dismantling the law, we should work together to refine it, ensuring that Indonesia remains a democratic state with a well regulated and professional military. In conclusion, rejecting the TNI law would weaken our national defense at a time when security challenges are increasing. Instead of eliminating this crucial framework, let us focus on improving transparency, strengthening and balance, and reinforce the collaboration between civilian institutions and the military. The government stands by its commitment to national security while ensuring that democracy and human rights remain protected. Thank you. Honorable audience, today we discuss a pressing issue that concerns the very foundation of our democracy and the safety of our civilians, the TNI law. The opposition firmly believes that this law must be rejected because it poses significant risk to civilian safety, democratic governance, and human rights. First and foremost, granting extensive authority to the military within civilian affairs is a dangerous step backward. Indonesia is a democratic country, and history has shown us the dangers of excessive military influence in governments. During the New Order era, the military had vast control over political and civil life, often leading to human rights abuse. We must not allow history to repeat itself by giving the military unchecked power in civilian matters. One of the biggest concerns with this law is the potential for increased militarization in civilian space. The TNI is a defense institution, not a law enforcement body. Expanding its authority could blur the lines between military and civilian responsibilities, leading to a dangerous precedent where military force is used in domestic affairs. This risks undermining civilian law enforcement against its weakening their role and fostering a culture of intimidation rather than protection. Moreover, the law raises serious concerns about human rights violation. We have seen past instances where military involvement in civilian affairs has led to unnecessary violence, suppression of free speech, and mistreatment of activists in regions such as Papua, where tensions have historically existed between security force and civilians. And expanded military role could escalate conflict rather than resolve them peacefully. The government must focus on strengthening civilian led security solutions rather than relying on military interventions that could harm communities. Another critical issue is accountability. Unlike civilian law enforcement agencies, which operate under strict public security, The military often functions with a level of secrecy that makes it difficult to hold personnel accountable for misconduct. While the government assures us that there are safeguards, history has shown that military personnel involved in human rights abuse often escape meaningful consequence. The rejection of the TNI law is necessary to prevent further abuse and to ensure that any security measures taken are fully transparent and accountable to the public. Instead of strengthening the military's role in civilian affairs, Indonesia should invest in its civilian institutions, the police, judiciary, and other law enforcement agencies should be given more resources, better training, and increased oversight to handle domestic security issues effectively. By empowering this institution, we can mainly national security while ensuring that democracy, values, and civilian control over governance remain intact. In conclusion, rejecting the TNI law is not about weakening national security. It is about protecting democracy and ensuring that Indonesia does not return to an era of military dominance. We must focus on strengthening civilian institutions, promoting peace, and ensuring that human rights are upheld. The opposition strongly urges the government and the public to reject this law and instead work toward a security framework that prioritizes democracy, transparency, and the well-being of civilians. Thank you. And this is my videos. Thank you for watching and see you guys.